Hey guys, Banana Luck here and welcome back to another Watch Your Realms video. So we're back with the Arbiter of Frost Immortal Codex challenge and I think I found a better way to clear it. I know in my last video we were fiddling around with different strategies and we found that the best one was with a Rage Regen Healer, which was Hollow. But I've figured out the boss more now and I realized why I was lacking HP then, and yeah, we're gonna run through that. So let's look at Boris's skills first. So when they say that, after dealing continuous damage to the Arbiter of Frost or his Cryo Core, the hero restores their HP. So this is important. That's why we felt like we weren't regenerating any HP. If we're using heroes that didn't do any continuous damage, it wouldn't work. So I'm not sure why when I watched the Forerunner videos, I saw people using the likes of Deimos, I saw people using the likes of Valeria, because that simply doesn't work, because they don't deal any continuous damage. They have no burn in their kit, neither do they have poison or bleed, so I'm not sure what went down there, but the boss here is definitely much more immune to physical damage, and it's very important in the entire lineup. They either do bleed, or they do poison, or they do burn. If not, they won't be able to regenerate any HP. So besides that, for the boss rush, heroes gain attack speed increase and restore increased HP by dealing damage. I think that's quite straightforward. And yeah, another thing that you want to take note of is I think I see it. So there's one particular skill description that said that when Boris gets more debuffs on him, he actually receives more damage. It's kind of important to like stack your poisons and your burn as much as you can, and that really depends on the heroes that you have. So without further ado, let's look at the heroes, and also we'll look at damage charts later, but I don't think that matters as much. So we're gonna be running a Nightmare Comp skill because I've tried Rough. So Rough does burning, but Corridor doesn't. But this extra hit of 30% seems to outweigh what Rough can offer with his extra burning, so we're gonna go with this. And Kilk is still in here, he's still the best, and he actually does a lot of damage. The longer the battle goes, you just need to make sure that you destroy every single one of the Cryo Cores. And then Nisalt, this is the new addition. So this is what landed me in top 3 right now. So I've slept on Nisalt. I know that I've said that he's junk, but I was very, very, very wrong. So I've realized that Kilk alone can't apply enough poison. So it's actually fine that Nisalt and Kilk both have poison. But on top of that, Nisalt does very well here because he has a chance to inflict both burning and poison. And the duration is all increased, and he has this special interaction where he creates toxic fire. It's similar to burning, it's just that it's even more damage, and this can all coexist with the other burnings that other folks are doing. And you can see through his awakenings, it's all extra damage to folks that are inflicted with poison, and also increase attack speed so that he can launch more of his vials. And yeah, you can see the more poison vials produced, the higher damage that he gets. So he's very much slept on. I'm sorry if I misled you guys, but this guy is no joke. I'll just be upfront here. He did the most damage in my top run so far. So we're gonna see battle record here. There we go, 58 million. And I've seen even more bonkers versions of him. 80 million, look at this guy. I think it does have to deal with the fact that this guy actually has Anai. I think Anai does have some skill kits that increases burning. I don't know. Is there one? Okay, this is just for her, but I think the other reason could be also with Socadence, because Socadence does, do more damage with burning, and yeah, not sure if... Okay, you see, after talent inflicts burning on targets, there's a 30% chance to increase their received burning damage by 30%. So I think that has a plot play as to why Nisalt is so strong. Yeah. So you see, even though this guy has no arrogance and whatnot, still doing a truckload of damage. He's in second place. And I think that Socadence might have a part to play in that. We don't really see much of the Radiant Erosion dudes. Let's see. Okay, Predators does deal a lot of damage actually. But yeah, this guy is not using Nisalt. That's his problem. If he swaps out Eloin with Nisalt, he would do a lot better. So anyways, enough rambling. You can see Nisalt is sort of forming a pattern across the board. So let's just get into the auto run and see if we can showcase how it's done. And it's rather important here that we try to hold ultimates from like the 3-minute mark onwards, because in the initial bits it's very easy to actually kick down the cryo core. You're gonna see this melt almost immediately. But in the later parts, the cryo core gets really tanky. That's when you actually need ultimates to cycle through. So bear in mind that I'm using last only because I have arrogance. Without the bond skill, arrogance does not do any last does not actually do any burn. So right now with arrogance, with the bond skill active, last will actually inflict burning as well. This is why you see the cryo core going down so quickly. You can see that we're also starting to cycle ultimates so as to not prevent any overlap. And Salazar, we just keep him there all the time. And one annoying thing is that when the cryo core is up, you can't actually see how many debuffs are on. Yeah, there are actually debuffs going on, but you can't see it, which is annoying. You can see we time both Last and Salazar. And I'm gonna keep Nisalt for the next ultimate actually. Let's hope the auto timings are correct. He basically does 2 Frost Tempers before he actually does that cryo core thing. So that's one. There's another one. And then, yep, there we go. This might be really, really close. Okay, yeah, super close. Saving the ultimate, really for the last cryo core push. So it's gonna come after this one. There we go. And okay, didn't make it. Very, very close. But yeah, you can see how timing of ultimates are rather crucial here. And basically once this guy gets more stacks of his cryo core, he starts dealing insane damage. So yeah, that's the run, and yeah, Nisalt's still at the top. We could probably do another auto run and see whether we can get back to that 113k score, but yeah, let's just do that. And then after that, we'll go through gear. I don't think that for this particular mode, the best gear actually is going to be Soba Arc, because the damage that you're doing is actually all coming from burning. So I don't think Infernal Roar actually affects that. I think Soba Arcana is the only one that will affect that. So the only hero I don't have Soba Arcana on is actually Last. So yeah, it's a bummer, but yeah, she doesn't do burning all the time anyways, so I think it's fine. I'm gonna manual it when we get to the 2-minute mark, just to make sure that we go through that last bit. I think it could also be due to which vows Nisalt throws out, because that's random. So yeah, I think that probably played a part as well. Let's see if we get any closer this time. So the gist of this is that you don't try to actually gear your heroes to do a lot of damage, because most of their damage is going to come through the burn, the poison, and you know, Nisalt's toxic fire. So it's very important that you try to keep them alive and time your ultimates to actually burst the shield. Without bursting the cryo core, once your units die, that's when the damage drops tremendously. So hopefully I can showcase us actually breaking the last cryo core, and you can see how that brings us 10,000 extra more damage. 100,000, sorry. There we go. That's the 2-minute mark, so we're gonna start manualing this. Gonna be a second cryo core. Not sure if I did that a bit too early. Looks to be fine. Yeah. Need to do it slightly earlier so that it comes up for the last part of the part. Okay, that's gonna be a tough one. I think we might not break it actually. Oh, we actually did it. Okay, nice. I mean, very, very clutch. I think this is gonna get us to that 110k again. Yep, 112k. You can see just with the one extra burst, you get like 10k extra damage. So it's really important to time your ultimates. I do think that rage regen has a big part to play, so making sure that all your heroes have, you know, an adequate amount of rage regen substat. So you can see this was the last one we did. Kip is only doing 38 million, but okay, it's actually not that much of an increase. Let's see my where's my record run? It's gonna be here, right? Yeah, Kill actually does 49 million here instead. So honestly not sure why there's such a big difference. 49 million. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's such a big difference. I think it could be due with the chances of Kip's arrow proccing, but let's take a look at here. So Torador is just an Infernal Raw set, nothing really fancy. He's not actually doing much damage because he has no burn in his kit. So I'm not sure the defense reduction helps, but his Lord skill where there's an extra chance to land a hit, that definitely is helping. Salazar, obviously, because to help him maintain his bleed, you know, with his basic attacks. And also, you see I have him in the Soba Arcana set, which I say is great because I think this is the only way that you can increase the damage dealt with sources from burning and such. Arrogance, same thing, Soba Arcana on him. And for Arrogance, you just need to make sure that you place him at the back row, all the way at the back, because he only inflicts burning with his Demon Bow, which is his range form. If you put him right in front of the boss, that's not going to work out. Then we have last. Nothing fancy. I do want to get her on Soba Arcana if I could, but I don't have another set, unfortunately. So, as I said, you can only use her if you have Arrogance, because only then her ultimate actually does burning. Then we have Nisalt, also Soba Arcana, but this is a rather broken set. You can see attack speed wise is not even that great, so yeah. And last but not least, we have Kyuk. He's in a Rage Mana Spring Amulet set, and you can see there's extra Rage Regen and also a lot of Rage Regen built in terms of stats and very high attack speed. So yeah, it's a rather easy run, I'll say. I think if you don't have these burning units, you can go Wrath, Blood Off, Abomination, and yeah, any other burn units that you have, because I do think this too can sustain enough burn. Poison. I think Hex works as well. The other candidates that I will actually look at is actually Alistair as well. I did see some guys doing very decent damage with Alistair. We just need to find that. I'm not gonna look at this guy with Lord, Arbiter Lord, but yeah, look at this guy. He has Alistair at A0, and it's pretty normal set in my opinion. If you're using Alistair, bear in mind that true damage is not benefited, does not benefit with crit. So try to build as much base attack as possible, and Alistair's main damage comes from his ultimate. So yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. If you're on the 6x server, very easy, you can just look me up on the leaderboards, but if not, I've showcased all the gear that I've had. You can pause and take a look if needed, and yeah. I hope this helps you guys with the run. I hope it was helpful, and you know, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And do leave a like or subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful for improving your Codex runs. And yep, see you in the next video. Goodbye.